and welcome to Mentorship Talk Show, a program that comes to you every Saturday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. This program is brought to you by young mentors and mentees, student mentors from Kibabi University. On our last session, we talked about preparation for success. Today, we want to talk about plan your life and live your plan. Remember, today is the first Saturday for the new month of February, and a new year. You need a plan that will give you a plan, principles on planning that will take you through the year, through the month. Remember, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail.
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are plans? For you, the safest way and the best way you can reach the top of a roof is only if you have a ladder. And the easiest way you can cross a river, it's only if you are able to go through the bridge. Therefore, plans is what will enable us to reach our success. Plans are dreams, visions, and goals. But major times people confuse dreams, visions, and goals.
Yes.
Most people tend to believe that dreams, visions, and goals are the same. Ladies and gentlemen, today we want to talk of dreams, vision, and goals on a distinct difference.
Yes.
First, dream. A dream are just imagination. Let us remember what Albert Einstein said about imagination. That imagination is a preview of life coming attraction. People are imagining of themselves being in different places. When I'm talking about imagination or dreams, I know two great men that you also as Christian, you came across the story of Joseph the dreamer. Joseph, the man who used to interpret dreams. I can remember when he told his brothers that I had a dream that in the field when we were binding the sheaves of grains, your sheaves surrounded my sheaf, and my sheaf rose higher than yours, and your sheaves were bowing to me. He also shared a dream to his parents and brothers that today I had a dream, and the dream I saw the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowing unto me.
Yes.
And the brothers became jealous about him. And that is why they were even sold him as a slave. Therefore, if you have a dream, be careful also with people. The dream came true during the famine when Joseph ended up being the governor in Egypt and were able to feed the Israelites. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't miss to talk about the history in our society, the history that you know. The most incredible speech in the YouTube and the universe is a speech of I Have a Dream. On 28 August 1963, Dr. Martin Luther, with a massive population of that was estimated to be 250,000, gathered around Abraham Lincoln's memorial, that is at Washington, D.C. The speech that he gave, the speech that changed the world. When he talked about, I have a dream. I have a dream that one day valleys will be engulfed and will be exalted. Mountains and hills will be made low. The crooked ways will be made straight. I have a dream that one day the generation of my little children will never be judged by the color of their skin, but they will be judged with the content of their character. Yet he was talking about the equality of the Negroes and the whites in America. This dream came true in 2009 when Barack Obama became the president of the United States of America. He became the first black man, great man to lead America as a president. The dream that Martin Luther talked about in 1963 became true that time. And he even ruled for 2 terms. Therefore, my question to you is, do you have a dream? Let me talk about goals. When talking about goals, goals are just specific targets that makes our vision becomes a reality. People talk about, I want to improve my financial level. The question is, at what limit? Students talk about, I want to improve my grade. The question is, what exact grade do you want? Goals is what keep us also on pace. Remember what Denzel said, the American actor, that dreams without goals are just dreams. And by the way, I can't forget to talk about Lupita Nyong'o. the daughter to the current governor of Kisumu County. Remember, Kisumu County is the only Europe in Kenya. Yeah?
Yes.
Kisumu County being the only Europe in Kenya, Lupita Nyong'o said that your dreams are valid no matter where you come from. Ladies and gentlemen, let me finish with a vision. So I hope you are getting the difference between a dream and a goal. And now I want to talk about vision. Vision is just a clear image of how you see yourself in future. Ladies and gentlemen, where are you seeing yourself in the next 5 years? Employee, are you seeing yourself as the chief executive officer in that organization? Currently, Kenya is currently preparing for election. Great men, great leaders are seeing themselves in different offices. The presidents are seeing themselves in State House. Where are you seeing yourself being? Remember, on a vision, I always share with the ladies. And if you are hearing me as a lady, get these words clearly. Work hard and smart. And don't wish to marry a man with a television. Marry a man with a vision, because you'll be surprised to see a man with a vision in your husband's television. Thank you. I want to give this opportunity because my fellow mentors to share.
So
Brian,
I'm so happy that you've talked about vision, dreams, and goals. And therefore, to just put more emphasis on matter of dreams, we have different type of dreams. That which we experience while we sleep, and most of the times we do enjoy that dream so much. And we also have the dream for success. Therefore, fellow ladies and gentlemen, you should focus on the dream that makes you not to have a sleep at all, instead of enjoying the other one that you will be enjoying it in the bed, not knowing that you are manufacturing something negative in your life, in your future life. Therefore, let me give my fellow mentor opportunity to share with us something small.
Brian, I think what Brian was trying to bring out is that we have two choices with the dreams.
Yeah.
We can either sleep and we enjoy our dreams, or we wake up and work on our dreams.
Of course, yes.
I am still pondering. Myriad of rhetorical questions are crisscrossing my mind. Hi, this is great.
Wow.
To start from Kisumu, as we have said, that is the only European.
That is the only Europe in Kenya. Kisumu is the only Europe in Kenya, yeah.
I agree. Because my topic of the day is focus, I cannot fail to talk about our leaders in this country. I think we have a leader who has struggled for the past years to get a particular position in this country. We all know him. This guy, it means he has a focus.
He's focusing somewhere.
And this one brings us to the definition of the term focus. Focus is a center of interest. You as a leader, where is your interest? Where do you want to end to? That's the biggest question that you have to answer yourself. And also focus, as I remember the words of Alexander Graham Bell, said that you have to concentrate on the work in hand. It simply means that you have to avoid distractors. You who is watching us, which type is your distractor? Just consult yourself. Call a meeting to yourself. Take that phone. Go through the contacts. Which type of a person are you communicating to each and every time? Ask yourself. You have friends. You are going for bashes. Which type of bashes are you being invited to? Then they always say that, show me your friend,
I will tell you your future.
I will tell you your future. And actually, I will tell you who you are. So let us selectively choose the friends, because our main topic is plan. And plan without focus, it is meaningless. And also, I cannot fail to talk
Maybe
about
on friends.
Yes.
It is true that birds of the same feathers flock together. And maybe this also remind me of the words of Charlie Tremendous Jones
Yes.
when he said that you'll be the same person you are in the next 5 years, depending on two things: the books you read and the people you meet. Therefore, your focus, what kind of books do you focus on?
Yes.
And what kind of friends are you having a focus on based on your future? You
Yes.
still have the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brian. It seems you have a word, my mentor.
Of course, yes. You told us that in focus, we need to avoid distractors.
Yes.
And concerning distractors, some distractors, such as internet, you can have an opportunity on some distractors, or either these distractors can distract you to reach your goals to an extent that you may end up failing in life.
Yes.
Therefore, take care. Starve your distractors, but feed your focus.
Thank you.
Yes.
And also, I was talking of the comfort zone. For instance, I will talk of the students. Our comfort zone, especially the high school students or the primary kids who are boarding, we always see the dormitory area. This is our comfort zone. We always see the dining hall. That's the place of interest, actually, for most of our students. But remember, students, what we need is focus. And it's only a class is where we can achieve our dreams. I think, Mr. Brian, you talked of dreams, goals, and visions. But remember, these things cannot be achieved without focus.
You have to get out of comfort zone.
You must get out of the comfort zone for you to achieve your dreams, for you to reach your plan. And also, sometimes I would like to say that dark moments actually derail our plans. I'm so unfortunate to say that when you lose your beloved one, you always lose focus. You always feel low. You always lose that self esteem. And it shakes our plans, it shakes our focus. So, what can we do? Let us use the dark moments in our life to be like the stepping stones to achieve our plans.
That's amazing.
At the moment, I would like to welcome my fellow mentor. Or Brian, do you have any input?
Yeah, I want to add something about focus.
Thank you.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, we should focus on solution but not problems.
Yes.
Major time, just as you've given the example, most people we tend to focus on the circumstances, that the previous circumstances, rather than to focus on the future where we want to go.
Yes.
Back in many years, there was a challenge of polio as the disease, and it caused even many children being crippled. Many people were after complaining about this disease, but John Salk decided and focused on solution.
Yeah.
That is why he came up with a polio vaccine, that today countries and nations are able to fight polio. Thinking about people like the two Wright brothers, when people were complaining about how they can travel to different continents, these people focused, the two bicycle repairs, Wilbur and Ovid, on 17th December 1903. They were focused on how people can travel to different continent overseas with a flight. And that is how they came up with a flight. Maybe I'll finish with Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, the people who had made impact on internet. As Bill Gates was focused on Microsoft, Mark Zuckerberg, a Harvard school dropout, focused on Facebook. People today are buying, connecting, and socializing on Facebook. As people are wondering, how can we connect, complaining about life? He focused on the solution rather than complain. Therefore, people should get focused on the solution, but not on the problems.
And also, Mentor Brian, as I finish, let us also focus on our future. Let us not focus on our present.
Exactly.
Today's time may be worse, but never give up. What type of a person are you seeing yourself in future? Maybe you are in the field of leadership. Let me say when you are a class prefect, or you are just a market cleaner somewhere, but you have the qualifications of becoming a leader. Where are you seeing yourself some years to come?
Yeah, Very, very important.
That's the biggest question that you have to ask yourself.
That is why I do say that my future is my tomorrow.
Yes.
And my tomorrow starts today.
Yes.
That's my word.
As I hand over to the next mentor, let me just say to a person who is watching us, if you are a person of our caliber, if you feel low, don't feel low. Focus on, move on. If you do not have any person to groom yourself and you will be somewhere. Focus to achieve our plan. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is always said that if you don't know where you want to go, therefore, it doesn't matter which path you will take. And therefore, today I'm so grateful that we are talking about goals, vision, and dreams as a way of identifying who we want to be in future. Therefore, we are using this thing as our route map. It is acting as our route map. And therefore, in your route map, you have to identify what the pathway that you want to follow to reach a destination. And you stick to it. And this brings me to the point of prioritization. You need to prioritize on what you want to do so as to reach your goals. So prioritization is just the act of arranging your tasks in the order of their importance and working through them one at a time in a logical manner so as to accomplish a goal. And therefore, in prioritization, when I talk about it, I think I'll be answering one key question that many people have been asking themselves. How do I make time? Remember, your time is your life. How you manage it really matters a lot. Therefore, once you prioritize, you are making yourself to be able to manage your life and your goals that you want to achieve in your future. Therefore, first of all, value what you prioritize on. Don't prioritize on anything. Don't prioritize on anything. Prioritize on those things that have a serious impact and those that are positive in your future. Because once you prioritize, you are increasing your value. You are increasing your productivity as well as your profitability.
Yes.
So, fellow mentors, think of a student who is prioritizing or who has an aim of becoming a graduate.
Yes.
This student, he's also having some talents to nurture. Remember, being a graduate is not easy. You need to focus on something, and once you focus on it, you must prioritize on it. Give it a lot of focus in that anything doesn't keep you away from it. So this student will be forced to leave some of his fun, such as going to watch some football matches, so that he can do his thorough revision in preparation for his examination, in preparation for his success. Also think of an employee who has an aim of being improved in a workplace. He's maybe aiming at becoming a manager, a CEO of an organization. This person will have to prioritize on the work that he usually do. He will plan on how to make his customers feel that they are satisfied in the manner they are being served. Therefore, you will find that in some situation, this employee will be creating more time for some training. Maybe it's on a weekend. This person has to rest. He was in the company for the whole week. And now there is a train that's going on maybe on a weekend. But most of the time people will say that it's a weekend, I need to relax myself. But to some people, that's not the way to go. You have to commit yourself so that you can have a better tomorrow. Remember, in prioritization, some people think that an emergency is some sorts of prioritization. Remember, to an extent that most of our youths are making fun an emergency that they do prioritize on. This will make you fail to achieve your success. Let me conclude with the words of Stephen Covey. He once said that the key is not your priority, is not what you prioritize on your schedule, but the key is to schedule your priority. I think I can give you a chance to talk a little bit concerning it too.
And even in connection with that, as you say that sometimes we as youths we complain that we do not have time. Actually, it's totally wrong.
It's very wrong.
This is simply because we have just lost direction. Because as Mentor Brian has said that priority is giving the list of preference. You just follow the list of preference. The tasks that you have, what are you going to partake? You move just chronologically from one aspect to another. But sometimes you manipulate that particular list of preference, whereby you just start jumping from one to another randomly. You see, it comes a time when the main task that you are to do, you are out of time, so you cannot partake it. So please, let us not cry that we don't have time, because God gave us each and every person 24 hours in a day. There
And
is no one who has 27 hours.
And
Yes.
that's bringing me to the point
Yes.
that you should not count hours in a day.
Yes.
Just make those hours in a day count on the impact on your future life.
Yes, of course.
Of course, yes.
Maybe on what my fellow mentors and mentees have shared about priority.
Yes.
I want to say that the only problem is that most people are moving fast with no direction.
Yes, of course.
You better move slow with a direction.
Yes.
Yeah, that is why a wise man once said that time is what we want the most, and it's the same thing that we use worst.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thought Ori, you've heard some of the principles on planning. Silali has talked about focus. My mentor, Brian, fellow mentor and mentee, has talked about priority.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about writing in terms of planning.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever asked yourself why God told Moses to write the 10 Commandments on a stone tablet? Have you ever asked yourself why financial analysts they prepare financial statement made by the end of accounting period?
Mhm.
They prepare trial balance sheet, ledgers, and other financial statement. Have you ever asked yourself why successful people have a diary? There is power in writing. By writing is a sign of a reflection itself. That is why in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, the Bible even assures us that we should write even our dreams, goals, and vision. The only problem is that most people we trust our memory. We should never trust our memory. We should have Steve Harvey, a comedian, American comedian, called it a vision board. Something where you've written what you want to achieve the next 5 years, 3 years in a given period of time. This is why, because the reason why I'm saying this, in 2005, a National Science Foundation gave this report that an average person have 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Think of that number. That's a big number, which means our thoughts keep on clicking from one idea to another idea.
Yes.
And many people are not using opportunities because we think of opportunities and we forget them.
Yes.
If possible, you can write it down. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2 says that write down your vision and make it plain, so that he who may read may run with it. It will take time, but make sure you write it down. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give this opportunity to my fellow mentor to share with you more principles about planning. Silali, you have the opportunity.
Mentors, Mentor Brian,
Yeah.
Mentor Brian.
Yeah.
You guys are namesake.
Yeah, that's my brother from another mother. That's how we call ourselves.
I can see, but now you are Dr. Brian, motivator.
Exactly.
I'm happy to distinguish that. And also, Brian, on the power of writing, I think we cannot fail to mention the shaping of letters. Please just allow me to talk of it.
Yeah, you are at a free will.
If you are a good writer, just see what type of letters are you writing. Are they in good shape? There is a certain girlfriend of mine who sent me a letter, but actually the handwriting made me not to read it, simply because it was are just going another direction, which I was not expecting. So please, as you have said, Mentor Brand, the power of writing is great. It will attract. If you are a student, handwriting matters. Let me not waste time on that. Because another aspect I would like to talk about is patience. And Brian, even without patience, you cannot focus.
You cannot focus.
Even without patience, you cannot achieve your dream. Without patience, you cannot reach the vision that you had, and you cannot even reach the goals that you had. We always anticipate, we always imagine, but let us be patient in anything you do. Be patient. Are you a student? Are you patient with the journey of education? They always say that the journey of education is,
Maybe you can share with us.
I can say that it has a lot of pain.
Okay,
but the fruits,
exactly. Yeah, the fruits are enjoyable.
The fruits are enjoyable.
Yeah.
So guys, let us appreciate education. As much as the journey is full of pain, let us try to endure. Also, without patience, you cannot reach the destiny. And remember, we are talking of plans. You have a plan that one day I have a story house. But now you're not patient. But if I told you you are patient of it, you keep time, you keep the plan, just be patient and you'll construct that particular house. And also,
maybe
patience.
You can share with us the story of a Chinese bamboo tree that you told me sometimes ago.
I was coming to talk of it.
Okay,
I cannot fail to talk about the Chinese bamboo
audience
tree.
should be patient to wait.
Be patient, and that's why I'm talking of patience.
Exactly, that's good.
So, Brian, as you have said, the story of the Chinese bamboo tree, it is told, and it is written, and it is practical.
It's not a myth.
It is seen. It's not mythical.
Mm.
It is factual.
Yeah.
So, our viewers, the story of the Chinese bamboo tree is just of a seed. And this seed, when it is dug in the soil, it takes a maximum of 5 years and 5 weeks for it to mature. For the gardener to realize the fruits of the Chinese bamboo tree, it will take him a maximum of 5 years. Imagine
to see the shoot, the shoot
coming off.
That's a lot of patience.
It needs patience. If I told that the gardener of the Chinese bamboo tree lacked patience, then he or she could not have engaged himself or herself in planting the seed. So, our viewers, this story, it has to make us always stand patient, withstand the hard moments in our life. Also, in that particular aspect, patience, without patience, you cannot even achieve the dream that we said, Brian. Because we have dreams. Any person who is living says that one day, one time, I'll be a teacher.
I'll be so and so.
One day, one time, I'll be a doctor. One day, one time, I'll take our country to the next step. But remember, I'm not having patience. It means I will not go through these books. But they always say that I must have a degree from a certified university for me to be a president of the country, for me to be the governor. And for me to be a doctor, it will take me a maximum of 7 years. For me to become a teacher, a degree holder, it will take me a maximum of 4 years. For me to become a certified lawyer, it will take me 5 years in the university and 2 years in the Kenya School of Law. Patience. At that moment, allow me to say that patience pays.
Maybe on what my brother, he has just given it all the best it deserves.
Thank you, my brother.
Maybe on the Chinese bamboo tree itself, the question is always this.
Yes.
This Chinese bamboo tree, 5 years is when you will see the shoot.
Yes.
Then after that, it will take 5 weeks. Then it grows 90 feet tall.
Yes.
Imagine of 90 feet tall in 5 weeks. But the seedling never comes out of the ground within the first year. So the question has been always this: does the tree grow 90 feet tall within 5 years or 5 years? That's a food for thought.
Now, my mentor, Brian,
Yes.
you also ought to share with us, is it because that this seed has not been given favorable conditions for germinating, that's why it's taking this long to germinate, or it's because it has some favorable conditions?
In fact, that is a good question.
Yeah.
The truth of a matter, dreams, visions, and goals are just like this Chinese bamboo tree. You can be working on a dream for many years. You can be practicing yourself on maybe athletes or on a talent or on a song. But you realize that it will take you even many years, 20 years or 10 years for you to be in that stage that you've been dreaming about. The story of a Chinese bamboo tree, the garden and the farmer has maintained, fertilizing, and watering it. But the potential itself, the only problem, the reason why people give up is because you have two time in life. We have a man's time and a God's time.
Yes,
and that is why the Bible says that commit your plans to the God so that they can be established. You can see yourself that in the next 4 years, I should be out of this Kebab University. I've graduated.
Yes.
You can see yourself that in 10 years, I'm supposed to be a millionaire. But God's time may be earlier or later. It may be more or few.
And they always say that God's time is the
best.
The best.
And maybe let me just talk about this on a briefly. These are knowledge from an automobile industry. Today the most luxurious and expensive car in the world is the so-called Rolls Royce. This car I like, but it's beautiful car.
Yes.
It's countable for people who own it around it, even in our country. Yeah, people like Manu Chandaria and the late Chris Ruby and other few billionaires. Compare it with a Matatu, a Toyota. Toyota is a common car that I think everybody knows.
Yes.
So I want you to understand the principle of these two cars. Rolls-Royce being a car of value, and also Toyota being of less value. Do you know it takes 18 hours to make a Toyota, and it takes 6 months to make a Rolls-Royce? Ladies and gentlemen, dreams, visions, and goals, your plan will take time. Mentor Brian, I want to give this opportunity to share with us another principle about planning.
Ladies and gentlemen, never stop learning, because life never stop teaching. It never stop teaching.
That's amazing.
So now, let's now talk about another aspect of planning, which is consultation. And before I go any far, I would like you to know that no one is ever perfect. You need someone to guide you, to show you the direction that you never knew of. So therefore, consultation is just the act of seeking advice so that you can get the idea and procedure of making your plan become successful. Remember, when you consult someone, you are seeking advice. You are getting ideas. Through getting ideas, you are going to develop yourself. And remember, at first you had already told us the power of writing. Always record what you have consulted from other people. Always write them down so that at long last you can come up with a list of what you are going to do in a manner that they are going to be profitable to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, when I was trying to look at those people who have been successful in different ways, I was trying to investigate and doing my research concerning the field of sport, the field of business, also the field of leadership. I came to realize that people have mentors who have been helping them to know the direction that they are supposed to take. And therefore, let me give an example of a few people whom I know. Talk of the great Eliud Kipchoge. This is just a man who recently, he just broke the world record about the sub 2 hours marathon that is in Australia. This guy, he had a, a mission to go and break that world record. But behind him, he says that he had a mentor by the name Patrick Sang. This guy provided Eliud Kipchoge with direction. He gave him the right advice, and that's why this guy ended up breaking the world record. Talk about Bill Gates. I think this man is best known as the inventor or the founder of Microsoft. This man is also a businessman, a billionaire, an entrepreneur. And when you talk about him, I think when you follow his story, he will tell you that he was mentored by Mike
Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Of course, yes. So you need to have someone who gives you ideas that you never knew. And you can also talk about our great leader, Nelson Mandela. This person he was mentored by someone by the name Walter Sisulu. And remember, Nelson Mandela has a great impact in the leadership of Africa.
Not only in Africa, in history, in the
entire
world,
in the whole world.
history.
That's a world-class leader.
In fact, there's no library without the name of Nelson Mandela. If you check on the book of the history,
Exactly.
yeah, it's on name.
Yes. Yeah. So we need people to help us with ideas. And remember, not anybody will help you with idea.
Yes.
You need to select people who will help you achieve your dream.
Yes.
Be selective, and in a manner that you are selecting those people who are going to keep you higher in your dreams and make them be successful.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe you can add
Even
something.
in connection to that, Brian,
Yes.
I have always been thinking, I guess he was a man. He sat down and said that behind any successful man, there must be a woman.
There must be one. But on what you just said, Michael Jackson is known as the king of pop, the late Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
This man, in terms of dressing,
Yes.
Michael Jackson was mentored by Diana Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the woman that made him to grow in that field of music.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, on talking about mentorship or consultation, many business fail not because they lack skills or the entrepreneurs, but they never consulted.
Yes.
Just like many graduates, they have regrets about the courses they studied in technicals or in higher learning institutions, regretting that they studied wrong courses, but because they choose the courses without consultation.
Yes.
Leaders themselves, some fail in leadership, not because the reason is because they never consulted. This is perhaps the reason why Pope Francis said that nothing in nature lives for itself.
Of course.
In fact, rivers don't drink their own waters.
Yes.
Trees, they bear fruits, but they don't eat their own fruits. Sun will shine, but it doesn't shine only on itself. Ladies and gentlemen, flowers, they will spread the fragrance, but they don't spread it for themselves. We were born to live for each other. Michael Jordan is a well-known basketball player. And I can remember he was mentored by Phil Jackson and the coach Dean Smith. When Coach Dean Smith died, when he was paying his tribute, I can remember the words of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan said that other than my parents, no one had a big influence in my life like Coach Smith. And that is why he even went further and said that Coach Smith was more than a coach. He was my mentor. He was my teacher. He was my second father. Ladies and gentlemen, talking on myself,
Yes.
I'm doing this speaking today because I met a great man by the name Dr. Robert Wafula, who is even inspiring on how to speak.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great day.
Yes.
I hope we've shared our best.
And also, allow me just to say this, Brian.
Tell them.
Because remember, as you're there because of others. You are not there because of yourself. When you are born because of others. You are living because of others. One day, one time will come to pass. You will need others for you to be buried. So rely on others.
The more we are giving this thing, the more these things are coming out and the more ideas are coming out.
And sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced.
Yes.
When you will die, you will rejoice The question is, who will cry?
Yes.
Student mentors, what do we tell the audience?
We were born to inspire before we expire. Thank you.
This is a
for
mentorship
watching.
talk show. This program will come to you every Saturday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Therefore, consider to subscribe on our channel, like, comment, and share. May God bless you.
Thank you.